Anthropocene is the name that some scientists are trying to give our current epoch in the geological time scale. So the way scientists divide up the history of the Earth since the very beginning, this would be the very last and most recent epoch, and it's named after humans, Anthropocene, because it is now humans who affect all of the Earth's systems more than the natural systems combined.
At the very beginning of the Anthropocene project, we wanted to show deep time, that the little moment of time that we exist in compared to the time that the planet has been unfolding. And it's interesting because we learned by geologists that we were able to see 60 million years of the Earth's existence and its climates through this rock. And this is where we began the project. And it's interesting because even one of these, this is maybe, it's not that thick. It's about this thick, maybe 20 centimeters, and that represents 10,000 years. And if you think of just one of those layers as representing 10,000 years, the whole of human civilization is just one of these layers. So it's interesting when you start to think about the age of the planet and the life on the planet. And in many ways, it's the fact that there's enough DNA in the planet that life will persist on the planet. No matter kind of what we do, there will still be life. The question becomes, how do we fit in? Do we continue to be here? Do we change our behavior in ways that are more sustainable?
So Ed Burtynsky and I were in Washington, D.C. for the release of Watermark, which was our last collaborative project that we all did together. We've done 3 big projects together, but I'll tell you, Anthropocene is the biggest. And he said, should we work together again? What should we do? And I said, well, what about the Anthropocene, because nobody knows what that word means. And at that time, people didn't know. We would do tests in audiences where we'd say to people, how many people know what that term is? And maybe 3 people would put their hands up. Now, and it's not just because of our show, it's as the whole idea of the Anthropocene epoch pervades popular culture, that people do know what it means. And it's an important thing to recognize, because if we do change the systems of the Earth more than all natural processes combined, we need to recognize that, and then we need to do something about it.
So in many ways, I think to be able to help us have a dialogue, a conversation, that this exhibition is really meant to be hopeful, meant to be a point at which we should start a conversation and not point fingers at each other, but to say we're all on this one planet that has had changes throughout its history, and how do we take this responsibility individually and within our communities and internationally to try to look at the planet as something that is important to all life, not just our life, but all life on Earth. And how do we begin to have that really important dialogue of how do we improve life for everything.